Hey, it's Niba. I've had to make this video a few times now and I feel so happy. Welcome. I hope you don't mind the background, just plain white. It felt simple and it wasn't. I hope so. I just decided to sit here and the lighting wasn't bad. I hope you don't mind. I hope it's good. Just wanted to preface that before I begin. Before I begin, I also want to say I love Sam and Dean with all my heart. They mean so much to me, these two characters. Since episode one, I just felt so much for them. They're such complex characters. I could write whole books on both of them, just analyzing them and everything. It's just amazing. But I see a lot of Sam hate. Like, I see a lot of it everywhere. Every blog I go, every comment or whatever I see a lot of Sam hate. This is why I'm making this video, to defend him. And again, in the comments, if there's anything I said that you disagree with, feel free. I promise I can speak. Feel free to leave why you disagree, or just, anything you want. If you agree with my point, if you think that I didn't talk about something that you're like, oh, also remember this, just anything, leave it down below. I want to start off with Sam in college. He gets hate for going to college, which I think is just nonsense. I think it was brave of him to be able to stand up for himself against his family. And I see people from the beginning being like, "Oh, he doesn't care about his family and this and that, and he's such a brat." And that's what people still hate him for that. I see it all the time, and I think that's ridiculous. I think it's brave. Like, I'm still working on that, like trying to be able to stand up for myself, trying to say what I like and what I don't like to my family. It's really hard, like really, really, really hard. And so I think I give him props for that. I think it's amazing that he can do something like that. I so I just don't get it, and most people go to college, and the thing is, fully believe that he would have come back and he would have hung out with them during breaks and during vacations and during all of that. He would have even helped with hunts when he came back or in between and stuff. But John said, if you walk out this door, don't come back. So he was kicked out basically. So I just don't get that at all. And it's like it's been years from that too. So even if you still for some reason think he was wrong, it's been years from that. So it's like he was young and stuff. It's just, and I just don't get why how you can blame him for that at all. I think it was brave. Something I'm still trying to work on, and I don't know if I could do, to be honest. Sorry, my allergies. Always. The other thing I guess that he gets a lot of hate for is season 4. I see two things with season 4. Either one, that, oh, he betrayed Dean and he worked with Ruby, or two, he started the apocalypse. I disagree with both of these. First of all, Sam didn't work with Ruby to like go against Dean. He worked with Ruby for Dean. Like, let me explain what I mean. In season 3, the final, right? Ruby said you can save Dean. He does not have to go to hell. And Dean was like, no. So Sam ended up leaving with Dean. And then last second, Sam tried again, and Ruby was like, it's too late. And Dean ended up going to hell. So just imagine this for a second. Not only is your brother dead, but you know for sure that they're in hell, that they're in pain. And they're in pain for you because they decide to give their life for you. So you have that guilt, and then you for a whole year you tried to save him and you couldn't. So now you feel this like, oh, I couldn't save my brother. You had to watch your brother die every single day for a long time because of Gabe for like what, over 100 years. I mean, years, over 100 days. That's a lot of times to see your brother getting killed. And then for 6 whole months he was alone, so he probably still had that in his mind. And then now this extra layer of guilt that, oh, maybe I could have done something more but I didn't, if I only listened to Ruby. So of course he will listen to Ruby. And then at the end of the day, Ruby didn't give any reason for Sam not to trust her. She didn't. All she has done throughout season 3 was save Sam and Dean, help Bobby with the cult, like all these good things. And remember the vampires in season 2? If they can be good, why couldn't Sam believe that a demon could be good too? That the demon could still have human qualities. It's not like he trusted her right off the bat or anything. It took time from, and as the audience, we understand that she did it because there was this whole plan with angels and demons working together. But how could any of them have known that? How? And then the fact that they blame him for starting the apocalypse makes no sense. The apocalypse was already planned before Sam was even born, first of all. And then, second of all, Sam had no idea that Lilith was the last seal. He thought she was breaking the last seal. That was the facts he was given. Dean and Bobby didn't know that either. Bobby even said, I hate myself for it, but maybe he should stop the apocalypse, or maybe he should kill Lilith or whatever. And Dean also was like, oh, maybe he should do it to Cass. That's what he told Cass. None of them knew until Cass revealed it, which also Cass is the one that let Sam out of the bunker. The show never mentioned that again, and the fandom never mentioned that really. But Sam gets all the blame, all of it. And I think that's unfair. I think that's completely and utterly unfair. He had no idea. And there were so many different factors that played a part of it. Yeah, Sam played one part of it. I'm not saying he was innocent or that he should have taken the demon blood. But think about it. He already had demon blood in him and he knew that he did. So he was trying to do something good out of it and get revenge for his brother too, to be honest. And so it's like, how can you blame him? How can you not understand his point of view? And it were so many different factors. So just to put it all on him is completely unfair. Um, yeah. And also, Dean broke one of the seals. I don't blame him at all either. He was in hell, you know? He was suffering. Anything to stop that suffering, of course. That makes completely and 100% sense to me. But there were 64 other seals. So how can you blame them? How can you blame Sam? It just doesn't make sense to me. Another thing that is, which is Soulless Sam, which I'm gonna make a whole different video for, so I'm not gonna get too much into Soulless Sam. But I never see people blame Demon Dean or Mark of Cain Dean ever. I don't see that. So how can you blame Soulless Sam? And Soulless Sam at the end of the day wasn't evil or anything. He was just about facts, like, oh, there's 3 people can live, 2 people will die. I'm gonna save 3 people because there's more people. And he thought logically like that, and he didn't have any emotions. He wasn't necessarily evil either, but anything he did, how can people blame him for that? I see that. That's like, people still blame him for that. It baffles me. It's like I don't see people blaming Demon Dean or Mark of Cain Dean, and they shouldn't blame him. It wasn't him. But I'm just saying, how can they blame him? And at the end of the day, Mark of Cain Dean, it was Dean who decided to also take it on the thing, but nobody blames him for that. But people still blame him for the demon blood, even though Sam has demon blood inside of him already. So he thought, what was the big deal if I take even more? Well, Dean didn't have to take the Mark of Cain at all. You get what I'm trying to say? Again, I'm not trying to be Dean negative at all. I love him, but I just think, and I don't think you should blame him. I'm just saying that there's just double standards. That's all I'm trying to say. What else? I guess. And then season 7, the whole Amy Pond, and season 8, the whole Benny thing. Double standards. Like, Dean actually killed Amy. And you might say he has a reason or whatever. That's another thing we could talk about and debate. But I think it was wrong. And at the end of the day, he killed her. And then it was Sam who had to apologize, which I don't think is right. I don't think made sense to me. But then when it came to Benny, people still blame Sam. Even though Sam didn't kill Benny, he was just worried because Dean came from purgatory, he just found out, and he might not be in the right mindset. So he just wanted somebody to look out for him. The guy, that they thought that they could trust, the hunter guy, he didn't kill Benny. He didn't say to kill Benny. He just said keep a lookout to make sure Benny doesn't do anything evil, because he was worried about Dean, which Dean has done a lot of times to Sam, but you never get the hate for that. You always say, oh, big brother. Me too. A lot of times I'm like, oh, Dean. But that's the same way for Sam too. I'm like, oh, Sam, when he gets that way. I don't think either of them deserve hate for it. I don't think that makes sense at all. But I see it. That's why I keep trying to talk about it. I don't even know what to say for that, because it makes no sense to me. It's a double standard. What else? And then season 8, I do think that the beginning of season 8, Sam was very out of character for a lot of reasons. I might do another video just about that too. I do think that. But I think it's hypocritical for people to be like, how could you not look for Dean? Even though Sam thought that he was in heaven, which I don't get why he thought he was in heaven. That's the whole writing thing. That's the whole thing that goes back to me thinking it's very out of character. Because I can't see Sam not looking for Dean, and also Kevin. I can't see Sam not looking for Kevin. You know what I mean? But forget that. If you're really speaking of canon, fine, that's what happened. But how can you be get mad? I see people get mad at Sam for season 4 and season 10 when he like goes crazy looking for Dean. But then people also get mad for season 8. You can't get mad for both, for him doing something and him not doing something. It's like no matter what, Sam can win. Does that make sense? But again, I'll do a whole video about season 8 at the beginning and why I thought it was kind of weird and out of character. Uh, I guess then I see people blaming him for Charlie's death. What? I see people literally. I saw some people say that he manipulated her, he lied to her and stuff. He told Charlie the whole truth. She knew what she was getting herself into. With Ruby now, she manipulated Sam and stuff, but nobody talks about that. No, 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 no. It was all on Sam. But people blame Sam for Charlie, which takes away from Charlie, I think, because she's a strong, independent woman who she did it on her own. She decided to make those choices. So by putting it on Sam, you're taking away her choice. Does that make sense? So I think that's actually also insulting to Charlie to say that. You can't blame him for her death. She's the one that decided to go on her own. You know, you can't and Sam didn't like make her go leave the bunker. He didn't lie to her or anything. He told her this is how it is, and she said okay for Dean. She's the one that decided to leave. Like he didn't like there was no way he would have known that that she was gonna leave. And he didn't lie or manipulate her at all. Again, I just feel like I have to say that because that makes no sense to me, that accusation against him. And then I guess I don't know. I see all this different Sammy, and of course you can think whatever you want, but a lot of it is unfair. I think like there's characters I don't like or that annoy me, and maybe I don't have legit reasons for it, but I just say yeah they just annoy me whatever. But people literally say these things about Sam, and to me I'm like, but no, that's not right. That's why I just decided to make this video. I feel like there's so much more I could go on and on about the double standards. I just think it's really unfair. Like even speaking of double standards, more I think it's unfair that Sam doesn't really have a friend. Like think about it, or like people. Cass is more Dean's friend. They just they from the beginning, and I think Sam and Cass are really good friends. But even the show, like especially lately, like season 12 and stuff, they didn't really show it as much as they should have. Like the fandom, you never see it, which is so underrated. I think the friendship is so underrated, but like he is more Dean's friend. Charlie said "I love you" to Dean, and just not to Sam, but actually made fun of him for having girl trouble or whatever, which means that his girlfriend died. So, but they made a joke out of it in the show. Yeah. Third, let's see, Garth, Dean, and he's a recurring. Like all these recurring characters are usually more close with Dean. Let's see, what else? Like all these characters, like Bobby and Jody are the only ones I feel like that were more connected with both of them. But even Bobby said Dean is my favorite. Like there was a whole scene for that, which I don't think was necessary, but there was, which is fine. And we can all have our favorites. But I'm just saying that it's usually more towards Dean, and even Jody is one of them again that I think is both of them, and then you might say it's a little closer to Sam, but you never see her saying, "Oh, he's my favorite" or anything. And a lot of people say that, "Oh, John thought Sam was his favorite." There's no 100% evidence of that. He was just more worried about Sam because he knew about the demon blood and everything, which I would love to know more about that too. But that's a different thing. That's a whole different topic. I I think I could go on and on. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to have a discussion with you. What do you guys think? And then season 12, and there's so many seasons where I feel like Sam doesn't get a proper storyline. Like season 12, Bridgman of Letters, Mary, all these things like Lucifer, all these things are connected to Sam. And Lucifer and Bridgman of Letters more than Dean, are connected to Sam. Mary's connected to both of them, but you know what I mean. The other two. But we didn't get that. We barely got any real good scenes for him, any emotional depth at all, which I think is really unfair. Again, I have to say this a million times. I love Dean. Sam and Dean have my heart since episode one. Their bond. I love the way Jared and Jason play off each other. This is not criticizing Dean at all. Like, I don't think I said one negative thing about him really. I just think the way the fandom and even the writers sometimes handle both of them is pretty unfair. I probably could do talk more, but I don't. Again, I don't want to make this too long. Like, leave in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think I'm overreacting a little bit about some things? Do you think I'm like right on the money? Just anything I missed maybe? Again, I feel like there's so much more that I could have probably talked about. But closer to people, Claire too, Claire to Dean, like just all these people that are recurring, think about them. Just think about it for a second. They're usually closer to Dean. Maybe only Jodie's the only one that I can see. But even then, I don't think she's ever shown favoritism or anything. She's actually been pretty nice to both of them and pretty even to both of them, you know? I don't know. Let me know below what you think, okay? Bye.